What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Lotus Tribe? I hope all is well and everyone is thriving per usual because that's the life we live in. We live in the life that we need to get, that we want to get, of course, in harmony and peace because that's the life we live in. Because that's the life we live in. Because that's the life we live in, y'all. Period. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. What I'm hearing is I release. That's what I'm hearing. What we got, Lotus Tribe? What we got? What we got? Memo. What's the energy? Okay. Talk to me nicely. Talk to me nicely. I got some new tarot decks. Talking to me nicely. Okay, we pulling it. Okay, we pulling it. What's going on, Lotus Tribe? I hope all is well. Yeah, I know I be starting the video in the middle of me shuffling. What's good? What we got? What we going? What we doing? All right. I hope all is well and everyone is striving, keeping their space sacred and safe. Welcome to another episode of Comfort in Tarot. This is our end of May. I was about to say mid-May. This is our end of May read, the energy for the collective part of the tribe. You already know. So far, the energy has been in a period for me of rest. I don't know what it's been like for everyone else, but for me, rest for sure. Like, I feel like it's been a lot of shadow energy going on, a lot of work being done, reflecting within yourself in order to take the steps that you need to move forward, being more mindful, being more intentional, and really, really honing in on becoming the 2.0 of yourself, the better version of yourself. So for the overall energy, we have the Star card. A lot of our desires, and I love that. Like, I absolutely love that. A lot of our desires are in play. We have fully let go of the idea of being in control and allowing the universe to step in and do what's necessary in order for us to take the steps that we need to move forward. Period. Point blank. Dots. That's it. And I can confirm that, for one, the death card. It was a few cards. Usually I do 3. We have the death card here. That tells me that ego deaths are taking place. Awakenings are taking place. We no longer want to be the old versions of ourselves because we realize that's not getting us to what our heart, our soul desires. Not the ego, what the ego desires, but what our souls desire. A place of happiness, a place of constant flow of peace. What does that look like for you? We have ego deaths taking place. After coming from a time of conflict and confliction with this 5 of Wands energy and just constantly struggling with life and the decisions that we're making and the reflections that we are attracting, we have had enough. We are at a phase of like, what's got to give? And if it takes me being completely in the fool's energy in order to receive what it is that I am truly deserving of, then so be it. Choices and decisions have to be made in this time. Like, are you really about it? You are not sticking one foot in and sticking one foot out. Choices and decisions have to be made. What are you going to do? How are you coming forth? How are we getting to the next place? What does that look like for us? What is the trauma that's holding us from the phases that we need to take? The phases that we have to go through? What's holding us back? We're not talking about on a 3D, oh, I'm not consistent. Why are you not consistent? Where does that stem from? Does a lack of consistency stem from childhood? Does that stem from neglect? Does that stem from self-sabotaging energy, the self-conversation that you're having? Where does that stem from? And how do I work on that to become a person who is now consistent? We've had enough. We're deciding to move forward and walk away from the things that have no longer been serving us. I release to receive. Whatever's meant for me will come back to me. That's my girl, Geminelle. The song is called I Release. The mantra is called I Release. I release to receive. Whatever's meant for me will always come back to me. Something to that extent. And she just talks about releasing and doing it with so much gratitude and so much favor and knowing that the universe is always assisting her. But look what versions of ourselves that we're becoming. And even though this is the Queen of Pentacles, I don't want us to feel like this is necessarily just being feminine. No, this is embodying this version of ourselves that has everything and anything. This is the version of ourselves of just being. Like really understanding that. Typically when you have the King of Wands, he is the doer. He gets done. We talking about the Queen of Pentacles. We talking about really being in a state of being, relinquishing control, setting our intentions, saying what we have to say, and knowing that we have the power to call it all in, just as long as we relinquish control. So the end of May, right? Because you know the summer starts in May, period. Tauruses, Geminis, the summer starts, it's time to start harvesting on them seeds that you've been planting. Say what? On them seeds that you've been planting. We've watered them, we've done the work, we've pruned the leaves, we've called in all the things that we've needed to, and we've been setting ourselves up to be in a position for receiving. And I think it's time to eat, y'all. I think it's time to harvest and enjoy the fruits of our labor. So I am using my brand new deck that I got, the Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle deck. Of course, I've interviewed the deck, looked at the deck, all that good stuff. But this is my first time actually using it in a reading. And forgive me, y'all know I'm with the shuffling beforehand. I know some people enjoy that while you on there, some ASMR. No, not me. Y'all can see those bloopers. I give my shuffling bloopers at the end of the video while I'm talking and handling my business. So let's see what we got, y'all. I've shuffled already as well. I've played with the deck. So I don't want anybody thinking elsewise. What messages do we have as clarification of what the tribe needs to hear for our end of May energy? Okay, I'm seeing 44 right now, but I'm going to take the 15. Let's see. Messages from the ancestors, the secret from the ancestors, old versions of yourself, epigenetics, what we need to hear. What messages do the ancestors have for us? Okay, so we only have one thing that came out. We have the chiefess, strength tested. Is you about that? Look at what she's holding in her hand. She's holding the magic of the village in her hands. Period. I love this. Can y'all see that? Look at that. Like, really look at it. Come on, talk to me nicely. And then the card that we pull is the trickster, ego and access. This reminds me of the devil energy. Remember what I said about relinquishing control? Relinquishing control is what needs to be done. Okay, so with the chiefess, we got 8. Let's see what it says here. Woo! Literally reading it. You are being tested, but you've got this. Stay the course, beautiful. Confront your fears and your insecurities with courage. Trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. You are a multi-passionate natural leader. Stand up for yourself and express your needs clearly while maintaining grace and respect for others. Powerful beyond measures describe you and your ancestors and the ancestors of your ancestors. You walk in strength and fortitude. You will not only survive your current challenges, right, that we moving away from currently, and that 5 of wands that we have, you will thrive. The ancestral memory that they're telling us to be prominent of the chiefess, depicted chiefess Wang Gu Wa Maraki, the first woman to lead the Kayaku people in Morubi, Kenya, and her lioness spirit. She holds her village, including you, in her hands. The ancestral medicine. My child, you are in charge of your life. Some of your ancestors have had their natural leadership abilities beaten into quiet and submission. Own your power. Shadow aspect. We don't need the shadow aspect. And it's equivalent to the strength card, the affirmation or the declaration that they're giving. I am stronger than I ever thought possible. Again, so this is our main focal point. The star is our main focal point. The desire of who we truly are, the energy that lies within us, is our main focal point. But being the old version of ourselves does not get us to that focal point. Everything that is needing to take place is happening in your favor. You are guided, you are protected. My protection aura is not to be played with. I'm quick. Oh, I'm protected. I ain't worried about it. Period. And if you got to say that till you start believing it, say it. You're protected. The weapon may form, but it will not prosper. Period. That's it. And you're going to have them haters and you're going to have people feeling type of ways about you. So what? So what? So what? And next, I'm still going to get to it. I'm still going to do what I have to do. I'm not going to allow you to step into my light. I'm in my own marathon. It's laser vision. I'm running a race against myself and only myself to be the better version of myself. A couple of miles down the road was the old version of myself that you saw 2 years ago. Now look at me today. You understand? So we got the trickster, which is 15, what comes down to the 6. 8 is a very powerful card, by the way. 6 is a lot of nurturing to a degree. The shadow energy of a 6, though, can be controlling and manipulative. I will say that. So we have the trickster, ego and access. Are you or someone around you making unhealthy choices? You feel trapped. That 5 of wands again. Your shadow appears to be in charge. Your vices and your fears are in danger of running your life. You are the cause of the mess you are in. That was forward. That may sound like bad news, but that's great news. The news is that you can have the key to fix it. The devil is in the details. That's shadow work. Why? The whole spill I went through. Why is it that I am inconsistent? What behaviors contribute to that? Is it the self-sabotaging energy? These are things that have to be uncovered. You can't get to the new version of yourself without pulling out the weeds of the old version. That doesn't mean that you have to remove all aspects of yourself, But the unhealthy versions, the version that's holding you back, the I release to receive, you see in a pattern, true release is taking place. I am releasing to move forward. That is important. And keep releasing. Keep releasing so the crops can keep turning over. You've been stifling down and hiding your shadow self, and your inner dark goddess is not happy about it. Under all of that rage is grief that is calling out to be seen, felt, and healed. Ancestral memory. The ancestral trickster comes forward as Ananasi, the cunning West African spider god. The renowned tempter and mischief maker weaves intricate webs that lure the unsuspected. Anashai secret is that he teaches lessons of discernment and consequences. Ancestral medicine. The ancestor can represent depression. This ancestor can represent depression. If you want something different, you need to do something different. Look beyond your vices. If you need help, get it. The tarot correspondent is the ego. The declaration is I easily release anything that is holding me back. Let me tell you something. You cannot make this stuff up. Period. That's it. You cannot make this stuff up. I release to receive. You have the power. The power lies within you. What are you going to do about it? That's all I got to say, y'all. I wonder what the top of June going to give us. So, as always, I'm going to do a feminine pull for the divine feminine. Excuse my speaking. Mindfulness. I am present this moment in all there is. Meditation has been great for me. Not only have I been meditating, I've also been at night using a Neville Goddard method where I am envisioning my life so that not only on the 3D shadow side of things am I making physical changes in the waking day, but in my subconscious realm before I go to sleep and I receive downloads, I'm also programming myself to being that person. So now when I wake up the next morning, I can incorporate these habits because my subconscious is now telling me what I need to do. If I had an image that I could show y'all, this is the conscious, this is the subconscious, this is the body. And one controls the other. What you do in your conscious self will control and program the subconscious self, but your subconscious self is going to control your actions. The subconscious doesn't reject. So each and every time that you fall into that vice, that's each and every time that you're telling your subconscious that that's what it needs to do. Even when you feel like you don't need to do it no more, you still gonna do it because the subconscious is in control. And I feel like we right there. We right there. And it's okay. Because we're gonna be gracious with ourselves. And we're gonna ask every day for gratitude. And we're gonna give gratitude. And we're gonna be thankful. And we're gonna be protected. And we're gonna keep taking the right steps to move forward. So as always, Lotus Tribe, sending you so much love and light. Let everything be peace to you. I love y'all. Until next time, gal.